Hi guys. So today we are going to learn, we are jumping to unit rate and we are on lesson 16 from ratios to rates. So you're going to learn about unit rates. For most of you, you've already had some practice with unit rates with some of the different work that we've done. We're going to break it down and learn more about it. So on page S67, lesson 16 from ratios to rates, please copy the following. Today I will precisely identify the associated rate of a given ratio, identify the unit rate, and the rate unit. Okay, those are two different things. That is not a typo. Unit rate and rate unit. Before we begin, let's watch this unit rate jam.
I'ma let you know about these unit rates. I'm about to drop some knowledge on your brain. My mama went up to the grocery store today, but she got them deals cause she know them rates. I asked her could she give me some Takis please. She told me now son there ain't nothing free. I reminded her that she could use them unit rates, so she did it and I got them cause she saved that cheese. This will be the most challenging yet cause I rap about math, yeah you know about that, but I wanna explain the scenario here. I got money to spend but I don't wanna fear that the deal that I'm looking at's really a steal. Wanna be sure that I'm getting a deal, using the knowledge I've learned about ratios, put it to use in my brain, here we go. Walk into the quickie mart, no stunting cause I'm really smart. See them Takis on the shelf and then I'm thinking to myself, really wanna get some of these but I'm not keen on spending green like Macklemore. I want a come up so I look these prices up. One says 4 bags for $10, then I'm peeping at another says I can get 6 for 12. Now I'm staring at the shelf like which one is the better deal. This is where my math gets real, y'all. It's real. Because if I can spend $10 and get 4 bags of Takis, I write that as a rate 10 over 4. Now don't get cocky, that's a ratio of 5 to 2. Homie, stay with me. What that means is for this option, every bag is $2.50. But on the other hand, if it's $12 for 6, the rate is $12 over bags of Takis 6. That's a ratio of 2 to 1. Now let me hear ya holler, cause in this option here, each bag is only $2. So even though I might have spent more money overall, I got more bang for my buck. Call me a bargain hunter, y'all. I'ma let you know about these unit rates. I'm about to drop some knowledge on your brain. My mama went up to the grocery store today, but she got them deals cause she know them rates. I asked her could she give me some Takis please. She told me now son there ain't nothing free. I reminded her that she could use them unit rates, so she did it and I got them cause she saved that cheese.
All right. I know a lot of you are getting distracted by the video itself, but I hope you are paying attention to how he came up with the price for each bag of Takis, which we'll talk more about how that works. All right, so let's take some notes before we begin. This is the start of the unit. I want you to take some notes. On your Cornell notes sheet at the very top, your topic objective is unit rate. Essential questions are, what are unit rates? How can we use ratios to solve for unit rates? So your first question is, what is a rate? It is a quantity that describes a ratio relationship between two types of quantities. So for example, 15 miles per hour, so reads as miles per hour, that slash there reads as per, describes the relationship between hours and miles. If an object is traveling at a constant speed of 15 miles every hour, then after an hour it has traveled 15 miles. Okay, it says 15 miles per hour, so you drive for an hour, that means you go 15 miles. After 2 hours, it has traveled 30 miles, and so on and so on. Okay, so pause this video and copy these notes. Continuing on, told you that there's a difference between unit rate and rate unit. So what is a unit rate? When a rate is written as a measurement The unit rate is the measure. Okay, in a ratio, it is the value. In the example above, remember the 15 miles per hour, it would be 15 because that is the value of the ratio. Remember, that's the number that's given in your ratio. The rate unit, using the example above, it is the miles per hour or miles per hour. That's what's telling us that what we're measuring. How can I use ratios to solve for unit rates? We can use a ratio table to solve for the unit rate. So you should all be familiar with a ratio table. It's how we come up with it's one way we come up with an equivalent ratio. So, for example, how much is one bag of Doritos if the sale price is 4 bags for $5? So we're given 4 bags for $5. 2 would be $2.50 and 1 would be $1.25. And we'll talk more about how we solve for that as we go on. So pause this video again to copy these notes. All right, now we're moving on to our classwork, which is on page S67. Our objective for this lesson is ratios can be transformed to rates and unit rates. So it can be transformed to rates and unit rates. Example, introduction to rates and unit rates. Diet Cola was on sale last week. It cost $10 for every 4 packs of Diet Cola. All right, so how much do 2 packs of Diet Cola cost? So we're going to come up with our ratio table, and we know that given up here tells us that for 4 packs of Diet Cola, their total cost is $10. Now we want to know how much for 2 packs of Diet Cola. We know that we go from 4 to 2 by dividing it by 2. 4 divided by 2 equals 2. So down below we'll do the same thing. We're going to divide this by 2 as well. We have 10 divided by 2, and that will give us 5. So that means that the total cost for 2 packs of Diet Cola would be $5. Go ahead and pause this video to copy. The next example, we continue on. Okay, remember earlier, Diet Cola was on sale, $10 for 4 packs of Diet Cola. Now we want to know, how much does 1 pack of Diet Cola cost? We come up again with our ratio table. And we found out earlier, right, in letter A, that 2 packs of Diet Cola would cost $4. And we know that 1/2 of 2 equals 1. Right, so that will give us 1 pack of Diet Cola. So we're going to do the same thing down below. 1/2 of 4 equals 2, right? So 4 divided by 2 is another way of putting that. And that means 1 pack of Diet Cola would cost $2. Okay, so the unit rate is $2 per pack of Diet Cola. And please pause this video to copy, but before you pause it, if you notice, the way you are solving for problems here is exactly how you were solving for problems when we were talking about ratio tables. Okay, so once again, pause this video to copy. Moving on to exploratory challenge, which is on page S67. Letter A says, Tegan went to Gamer Realm to buy new video games. Gamer Realm was having a sale, $65 for 4 video games. He bought 3 games for himself and 1 game for his friend Diego, but Tegan does not know how much Diego owes him for the 1 game. What is the unit price of the video games? Okay, and what is the rate unit? So remember, they're asking for 2 things here, the unit price of the video games and what is the rate unit. Okay, now we are told that the number of video games is 4 and the cost for video games is $65. Okay, now we can find out, we know that 4 divided by 2, so we're just going to keep breaking this down like we did with the example above, is 2. So we're going to put a 2 there. And what is 65 divided by 2? All right, this is So you're going to find that out, and you're going to write that down. And you're going to continue on with this table. So from here, well, how would you find out 1, which you're going to put in this spot here, and how much is that price, right? And it's exactly the same process that we did earlier in the example. That will give you the unit price, right? The price down here will be your unit price. But remember, you're also looking for the rate unit, right? We are looking for the cost of game, so the dollars per game, right? So if you're listening to this, you know that I've already given you the answer to what is the rate unit, okay? So we're looking, remember earlier, when you were taking notes, the rate unit was the miles per hour. So this one would be cost per game, right? Because that's what we're looking for. The word per is very important. That's what tells us what unit we're using for the rate. All right, so pause this video to complete the rest of the table. All right, so just as a summary, the rate is a quantity that describes a ratio relationship between 2 types of quantities. Okay? For example, 15 miles per hour is a rate. Okay? That describes a ratio relationship between hours and miles. So we're skipping down here again. One thing that was really important, when a rate is written as a measurement, the unit rate is the measure. So the number, the numerical part of that measurement, right? So 15. And the unit, the rate unit, or the unit of measurement, is the miles per hour, so which is written as miles per hour. Okay, unit of measurement, and the rate unit, that is the same thing. All right, so your next steps. Find a partner, or unless you want to work by yourself, that's fine too, to work with and complete Exploratory Challenge B and C. When you're done, go and get an exit ticket off of our shelf. Your homework is finished when you finish Exploratory Challenge B and C. Please remember our champs, guys. Conversation is a 1 so that people can concentrate. You are writing your name on the board if you need help. You're working on your Lesson 16 Exploratory Challenge. You can go get water and bathroom with permission. Everything else you do on your own. Your participation is you're doing your work. All right, so let me know if you have any questions. Until then, we'll see you in Lesson 17.